Europe in 1938 was a continent holding its breath, teetering on the edge of an abyss. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919 after the devastation of World War I, had attempted to redraw the map of Europe and ensure lasting peace. It was a document born out of hope, but marred by the harsh realities of its terms. However, the treaty's harsh terms for Germany, coupled with the Great Depression's economic turmoil, sowed seeds of resentment and instability. The economic hardships faced by the German people created fertile ground for radical ideologies to take root. Nationalism surged, fueled by economic hardship and a yearning for former glory. Across the continent, people clung to the idea of national pride as a beacon of hope in dark times. In Germany, a charismatic leader named Adolf Hitler had risen to power, promising to restore German pride and strength. His speeches resonated deeply with a populace desperate for change. Hitler's Nazi Party, with its ideology of Aryan supremacy and territorial expansion, found fertile ground in a nation seeking to reclaim its place on the world stage. The promise of a renewed and powerful Germany was intoxicating to many. Across Europe, anxieties grew as Hitler's rhetoric became increasingly bellicose. Newspapers and radio broadcasts echoed with warnings of his aggressive intentions. The shadow of war loomed large, casting a pall over the continent. The fear of another devastating conflict was ever present. Memories of the Great War, with its unprecedented bloodshed and destruction, were still fresh in the minds of many. The scars of the past had not yet healed. Yet, despite the palpable tension, a sense of dreadful inevitability began to take hold. The people of Europe could feel the winds of change, and they braced themselves for what seemed an unavoidable storm. Adolf Hitler's rise to power was as swift as it was startling, leaving an indelible mark on history. A decorated veteran of World War I, Hitler joined the fledgling Nazi Party in 1921. His charisma and fervor quickly propelled him through the ranks, making him a prominent figure within the party. The Nazi Party, initially a fringe group, capitalized on widespread economic discontent and political instability in post-war Germany. The nation was reeling from the harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles and the economic devastation that followed. Hitler's powerful oratory skills and promises of national rejuvenation resonated deeply with a population desperate for change. His speeches ignited a sense of hope and nationalism among the disillusioned masses. He offered scapegoats for Germany's woes, blaming Jews, communists, and the Treaty of Versailles for the nation's humiliation. This rhetoric found fertile ground in a society looking for someone to blame. The Nazi Party's use of propaganda, mass rallies, and intimidation tactics effectively silenced opposition. Their sophisticated propaganda machine played a crucial role in shaping public opinion and consolidating power. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany, marking a significant turning point in German history. This appointment was a critical step in his path to absolute power. He rapidly consolidated his power, transforming the country into a totalitarian state with himself as the Führer, or supreme leader. Through a combination of political maneuvering and ruthless suppression, he eliminated all potential threats to his authority. The Weimar Republic, Germany's fragile democracy, crumbled under the weight of Nazi oppression. The democratic institutions that once held promise were dismantled, paving the way for a regime that would lead the world into unprecedented conflict and horror. With Hitler's grip on power tightening, Germany began to flex its muscles on the international stage, showcasing its growing military strength and ambitions. One of Hitler's key ambitions was the creation of a greater German Reich, encompassing all German-speaking peoples, uniting them under one flag and one ideology. Austria, with its large German population and shared cultural heritage, became his first target in this grand vision. In March 1938, German troops marched into Austria, meeting little resistance from the Austrian military or its citizens. The Austrian government, pressured by Hitler and abandoned by its allies, offered only token resistance, unable to mount any significant opposition. The annexation of Austria, or Anschluss, was complete, marking a significant expansion of Nazi Germany's territory. The world watched with a mixture of apprehension and inaction, as the balance of power in Europe began to shift dramatically. Emboldened by his success in Austria, Hitler turned his attention to Czechoslovakia, specifically the Sudetenland region, which was home to many ethnic Germans. The Sudetenland, home to a significant German population, became the focal point of Hitler's demands, as he sought to further expand his empire. He threatened military action if the Sudetenland was not ceded to Germany, escalating tensions in Europe. In a desperate attempt to avert another devastating war, British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain met with Hitler in Munich in September 1938, hoping to negotiate a peaceful resolution. The resulting Munich Agreement, signed by Germany, Britain, France, and Italy, ceded the Sudetenland to Germany without a fight, a decision that would have far-reaching consequences for Europe and the world.